Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Now enjoy a large iced coffee for just $2. Add a breakfast sandwich to make a meal. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Thank you for calling 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. I would tell you to leave a message, but the truth is, I don't really care. I've had this hotline open for months, and not one of you jokers have what it takes to be famous like me. So leave a message if you want, but don't expect a call back. I've got way more important things to do than to waste my time on losers like Mascarita Sagrada and you all. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Hey there, folks, and welcome back to Grave Consequences. I am Caleb B., and that's where you can follow me on Twitter. Follow Greg at xmaserati. Of course, this is the Grave Consequences podcast. Follow that at GC_cast. Check out everything on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. You can follow that on Apple Podcast to get your Social Suplex filling, I guess would be the correct terminology. Greg, how are you doing on this lovely Monday, September the 13th, sir?
Not well. I've been fighting a head cold since the weekend, and I've been trying to avoid, if anyone's a homeowner, if they've ever experienced a refrigerant leak with their AC, it can be quite expensive to fix. And if you're like me, you don't fix it. You just pay to have it refilled every year, which in the long run will cost you more money. But it's a lot of money to find that leak, and then a lot of money to fix that leak. And then you still have to refill it anyway. So I've been trying to avoid it, but the one nap I was looking forward to today, I couldn't take because the dog is panting like it's her last day on Earth. So we have to take care of it. So I'm actually very cranky right now.
Is she in heat?
No, she's fixed. She's fine. I fix her special food because she's older. Like she had blueberries, celery, peas and carrots, and mixed with ground beef added to her food. And I also gave her some yogurt earlier because she's old, and I'm giving her stuff with antioxidants to like help with prevent cancer and stuff. So she's been a really happy girl, and that means she's been running around like an idiot all day. And because dogs are stupid, they don't realize it's hot. They don't stop running around, and that's where I'm at.
Well, at least you're taking care of your dog, man.
It's just one of those days where like you want one thing, and that one thing for me was just a quick nap. Couldn't get it.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
You can't yell at your dog for it, so I don't. She's not in trouble or anything, but it's just one of those things. It's like, can I just have one thing?
Yeah, just one little thing, one little nap.
All I wanted was some quiet. That's it.
Yeah.
But the show goes on.
It does, and the show goes on for Lucha Underground. This is season 2, episode 14. The working title is Cage in a Cage. And what alternate title did we come to yesterday?
Bullet with cage wings, and
yes.
The description will be interesting too.
Yes, it will be for sure. Also, just so you guys know, Cage knows. It's got to be the shoes, man. Bang Data plays us in. Someone loves that Star Trek android.
It's funny because I started watching The Next Generation, not because I'm the hugest Star Wars, Star Trek fan, but my dad watched it growing up, and for some reason, the storytelling is just kind of very relaxing for me. So I've been watching, not taking it too seriously. It's dated. We're talking like what the early mid 90s.
Yeah,
came out?
30.
I think it was maybe even late 80s.
Yeah, but yeah, like 30 years for sure.
God, yeah. So it's funny that you say that because I've definitely been like, I'm gonna probably lay down and watch that after I'm done editing. So
That's funny. I'm probably gonna watch a couple episodes of Futurama once we're done recording. Because I've been on a kick with that. So,
Futurama's great.
it is, man. It is.
Have you watched Enchanted?
That's the Netflix show, right?
Yeah, it's a Netflix. I don't know anyone that's watched it. Legit.
I watched the first season. I really enjoyed that. I need to watch the second season.
Oh, it was good. That's what I was worried about because I'm not saying it's bad or good. I just no one I know has watched it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't mind it, but I also like Matt Groening, so that may be part of it.
Well, he's good. He's going to be I don't know what you would call it, but he's definitely been a major influencer on other people. He's very successful. Simpsons, Futurama, and now Enchanted, and even started with that one comic. I think I don't know what it was called with the rabbits. That's what he started with.
Interesting. With a rabbit tribe, you said?
Maybe not so close, but that is a good segue.
That's a season 4 teaser.
Damn, we have to wait 4 seasons? Or we have to wait till the 4th season for them?
Yeah.
Fuck. I like them so much too.
They come in at like the tail end of the 4th season is the thing.
That's what sucks about it, because they were so good.
Yeah. But Matt Stryker is at the booth, and he tells us that both Matanza and Mil Muertes will be returning soon, because as we remember at the end of episode 13, they both went through the roof of Dario Cueto's office. So
yes, they did. A perfect square, like Looney Tunes style.
Yes. Yeah. That's the well, you would think that's the same square of roof that Phoenix went through last season.
You know how great would it have been if it were like a perfect cutout of them, like as if it was Looney Tunes? How great would that have been?
Oh my God, that would have been amazing, dude. That would have been amazing. But hey, kicking us off tonight is Cage in a Cage. And that match is for an Aztec medallion. We've got, of course, Cage versus Johnny Mundo. And Matt Stryker notes as Johnny Mundo is entering that on the left is Johnny Mundo and on the right is Taya, as if anybody needed that information, as if nobody would be able to tell, as if even a first-time viewer wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, and we were very critical of them in the first season, and I know I harp on it, or we keep going back to the announcers, but in this season they're more I don't want to use the word superfluous, but they're more of like the spice you add to the show, which I guess an announcer should always be. But yeah. I tend to forget they're there, except for like you noticed that. But I also started writing down Vampiro quotes, and I had to stop because I was missing the damn match because they're so good. He said, "Cage is not a tree." Because they were talking about leg kicks, and they were talking about Johnny Mundo, hitting Cage with these leg kicks. What were you gonna say?
Chopping the tree down.
But then Vampiro came in with the bit of wisdom saying, well, normally that would work, but Cage is not a tree. He's a machine. That's very astute. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that's amazing.
It was good. I got lost, though, because he started talking about being in a chess match with his ex-wife, and I just put the pen down. I was like, all right, let's just pay attention to the match, because I don't know what how much drugs Vamp took before this.
Yeah, I don't know. Vampiro sometimes trails off, but whatever, we've come to expect it a season and a half in.
I love it. It's just, I had to pay attention to it. Like, I was actually thoroughly enjoying it, but then I was like, oh shit, I'm reviewing doing a podcast. I should probably pay attention to the actual match.
Yeah, I get you. Oh, by the way, this officially marks the start of the second half of season 2, for what it's worth.
Season 2 is much shorter than.
Yeah, so season 1 was 39 episodes. Season 2 is 26. Season 3 again is 39, and season 4 is 22.
That would explain why I keep getting mixed up with the seasons, because they're so long.
Yes, they are, for sure, man, for sure. Let's see here. Cage really starts off dominant, and at one point he hits a standing drop kick, which, come on, like, this isn't Rey Mysterio. This isn't Ricochet. Like, this is someone the size of Brian Cage, man. Like, there's a lot of meat on that bone.
Didn't he used to be a lot smaller?
He did at one point, yes. Yeah.
And he started eating a lot of protein, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. Taking his vitamins and saying his prayers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think I shared the article. I shared 2 articles recently. One was about Cage potentially being upset. And this is before I realized, like, oh, this might be like a actual dirt sheet, like just people that just make up things, or they take like a a molehill and they make it into a mountain.
Yeah.
But they, like Melissa Santos, because she's his wife, I believe.
Yes,
Right
they have a daughter.
They're married. She said something about how he's being underutilized, and he liked the tweet, which isn't, I think we tend to go too far with assuming things. I think he's making a good paycheck. Maybe he's not as high up on the card as he'd like to be, but CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are there now. He's going to have to wait a little bit. But me and you have been big proponents of Cage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm going to keep banging that Cage drum until he sucks, man, and that's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
No, he could be higher. I said this before off the air, that it's not so much him. Well, it's because he's a face, and he's being a vanilla babyface is harder to get over than a villain. And they already, he's splitting up with Team Taz. That's his current storyline, and he's going up against Ricky Starks, which is Ricky Starks, the Stroke Daddy, if you watched NWA, who's great, and he's funny, and people are going to root for Ricky more, and they're going to root for Cage. I mean, Ricky's the underdog. It's a very because AEW has very few misses, frankly, and this isn't even a miss. It's just they tried this storyline, and frankly, it's a miss. Like, not because anything's wrong with Cage or Ricky, but because people are going to end up rooting for the wrong guy. It's going to be, well, Ricky Starks is amazing as a heel, and so is Cage. They probably should have kept him a tag team or something.
Hey, Greg, as much as I would love to talk about Team Taz, we've got a Cage match to cover, sir.
Indeed.
I also would like to note that at some point, Cage has Johnny Mundo in a Scorpion Deathlock atop the top turnbuckle.
He had a little trouble getting there. Did you notice when Johnny Mundo finally got the advantage, the move that he did, and what Vampiro called it?
What did Vampiro call it? I know Cage gets crotched on the ropes for sure.
Called it a camel toe.
Oh my God. It's terrible.
He does a wicked Alabama slam too. I mean, like, that's a basic move, but if you ever got like that spine bustered or Alabama slammed, it would most people it would knock the wind out, and you'd need an oxygen.
Well, okay.
tank.
Obviously, the spine buster is going to knock the wind out of you. Not only is an Alabama slam going to knock the wind out of you, it's going to give you whiplash as well.
Yeah, you could, but if it's in the ring, it's one thing. But if someone did that to you in the street, your head's being busted open.
Exactly. Mundo gets the advantage, and he hits a flurry of kicks on Cage while Cage is against the Cage. Said Cage way too many times there.
No, you didn't. You're good. That's the whole point of this episode, I think.
Johnny, by the way, I've gathered, they didn't officially say, I don't believe, but I have gathered that you cannot win this match by escape. You have to win by pinfall or submission, is what I gathered.
I was confused about that too, to be honest with you, because no one really went for an escape.
Yeah,
and they didn't really say.
Mundo would have tried a lot harder to escape if escape was an option to win.
Well, if I'm being honest, like, there's only one particular spot or two particular spots you get when it's an escape match, and those two spots get, like, it's either the Jeff Hardy, should I escape or should I do a swanton bomb and end up missing? Yeah. Or is it that, all of a sudden I crawl at the speed of, a slug of a cage, and then I wait for the other guy to grab me as I'm about to escape. And I don't just drop down like an idiot. I hold on and slowly climb down. So I liked it better. Way better.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I mean, here's the thing. Cage matches oftentimes will fail in their main objective in kayfabe, which is to keep interference out, which this one did. It failed because Taya got in the cage. Taya was a factor here. But at the same time, it's like a lot of people don't mind that. And I'm one of those people, like, as long as it's not overdone, you know? Like, I'll give you an example. One time, Aces and Eights interfered in the same cage match twice, if you remember.
Yeah, it can get overdone. That's why, like, if it's a no escape cage, I'd rather have a top.
Yes. Yeah.
Like Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would like it if companies did that more often.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Oh, at one point, Cage's hand is being hit with Taya's belt by Taya, of course. Mundo hits a Spanish fly from the top rope for 2. And Johnny says, "How does my boot taste?" And Matt Striker compared that to the old "How do I taste?" line that you'd give someone who's porking an ex of yours, that sort of thing. Oh my god! Oh, at one point Taya slides Johnny a kendo stick, and yeah, I mean this is when things got really interesting. Mundo goes for a disaster kick, but Cage catches him before he can. Mundo gets powerbombed to the cage. Taya gets to the top, hits Cage with a kendo stick. So another kendo stick, I suppose. Oh wait, I've got my sentences mixed up here, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll punish you later.
Yeah, will flog me with a kendo stick. Taya throws the stick to Mundo. Mundo takes down Cage with several shots with the kendo stick. Only good for 2. Oh my god. Cage brutalizes Mundo after Mundo catches the stick from him. Okay, so Cage has the kendo stick. He throws it to Mundo. Then Cage charges him and just starts beating the ever-loving crap out of him. And here's the thing. Cage hits an Alabama slam as Mundo still has the kendo stick in his hands. As Mundo hits the mat, the stick goes up in the air and Cage catches the thing.
Yeah, I don't think that was planned. I think it was just an awesome thing Cage did.
Awesome visual, bro. Like, this is like matches like these are why I love Brian Cage, man.
He's a great athlete.
Yeah, he hits, speaking of great athletes, several kendo stick shots from Cage here to Mundo, and then he breaks it over his knee like he's Bo Jackson on the Royals, man.
Yeah, they keep forgetting the key element of Cage is that he's not a man.
Exactly. He says it. He says it all the time to the point where they mock him for it, but then he gets in the ring and they just completely forget about it.
Yeah, he's a machine that's set to, never take a pin, never sell, brother. He's you're not going to beat him.
Exactly. Hey, did you watch that YouTube clip that I sent you?
Of course I didn't watch what you sent me.
You didn't? Damn it.
No.
Bro.
No.
You're doing yourself a disservice. Bo Jackson breaking that bat over, as cool as it was for Cage to break the kendo stick over his knee, even though shit was probably gimmicked. Like, they didn't gimmick that baseball bat, bro. Like, Bo Jackson legitimately broke that bat over his knee.
I believe it. I think I saw it when it happened.
I believe it, but
I think I was alive.
I just wanted you to see it again, man. And you deprived yourself of that.
I'll be all right.
Maybe. Mundo kicks out. Taya then climbs the cage with a chair in hand. Okay, look, I have a fear of heights. I couldn't imagine doing what Taya did here, just climbing the cage one-handed. Like, no, sir.
I think you have to have I think if you're going to be a wrestler, not having a fear of heights is probably going to take you very far.
I would imagine.
Because they all seem to climb like.
Well, especially in lucha, like you could probably get away with it in the States and Canada and even Japan, but like in Mexico and in lucha libre, no, you're not gonna be able to do that sort of thing.
More likely in Japan, because I can't remember the last time they had a ladder match, unless it was something with Cody and Kenny, or the Bucks. But Damn, you made me lose my train of thought. Have you ever climbed? You've climbed a ladder before, right?
Yes, I climb them at work every now and again, and I hate it every time.
Don't they always feel like they have no stability?
Exactly, dude.
I don't
Like,
know.
that's my
Like,
like,
imagine
if I
setting it
see,
up in a ring and climbing up
yeah,
to grab a belt. Like, I would be shitting myself. Or doing a dive off. Like when they step on it, they do a dive. Like, there's no stability on a fucking ladder. Oh, did we lose you?
you lost me for a second, but no, you were probably going on about ladders at work, and like the stability of them. Like, again, even at at workplaces, whether it's retail or what have you, like those don't feel super stable. So like, just to imagine doing that in a wrestling ring, like, no, thank you.
In a bouncy rest.
Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Now enjoy a large iced coffee for just $2. Add a breakfast sandwich to make a meal. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Wrestling ring. Imagine doing like a swanton bomb off of a fucking 20-foot ladder. Like, I don't know. Like, I would never do it, first of all. But like, I imagine there's some kind of craziness you got to have to be willing to do that. Did we lose you again?
You tried to, yes.
Got to get you off that Earth link.
Something. You know what? It's the AEW fanboys that in this cage praise and like, no, we can't have that anymore. That's it.
That's the thing, is I don't think AEW fans don't like Cage. I just don't think they've seen his potential yet.
Yeah, they need to watch Lucha Underground. That's their problem.
That's very true.
Let's see, where on the match? So we just talked about the bat over the kendo stick over the knee, right? Or no, the cage climb by Taya with the chair in her hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Mundo gets the chair, hits Cage in the head, and Cage kicks out because he's a machine.
He took a headshot too.
Yeah.
It was one of those CTE headshots too. It wasn't. I don't know if he even got his hands up all the way.
It's one of those Mick Foley to the Rock headshots, bro. Like, not blind headshots, but headshots either way.
True.
Mundo goes up to hop for Fin de Mundo and even spits at the crowd, by the way. And Johnny misses. Taya then hits a crossbody from the top of the cage, which that's when I wrote down the cage doesn't work. Let's see here. Taya and Johnny actually hit it like an inverted magic killer.
Yes, they did. It was awesome. It looked like it turned into one of those, the pile driver that Phoenix and Penta do?
Yeah.
It looks like a magic killer, but turns into like an assisted pile driver. That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah. Taya, then ever the wrestling heel, takes out some handcuffs because, of course, she's got handcuffs. And she's going to handcuff. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Stryker made some comments that are better left.
Yeah.
I mentioned about that too.
Matt Stryker's a pig. That's cool. Whatever. Let's see here. Cage wakes up before Taya can handcuff him, and he handcuffs Taya. So Taya is neutralized at this point. Johnny grabs a chair. Cage moves away from the chair shot, and who eats it? Who eats it, Greg?
His girlfriend.
Of course. Cage then lands a spine buster and a drill claw, which, by the way, is this the first time we saw the drill claw in Lucha Underground?
Is that what that? I thought it was a screwdriver. Is that what it's called?
That looked like the drill claw that he hit in when he was in Impact, man.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it looked amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point, Cage wins. He wins the match. He wins the feud, and he wins an Aztec medallion. So he's one of now 3 Aztec medallion holders. That also includes Tejano and Aerostar. Yeah,
they really put him over. Like, he won basically a handicap match in the cage.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. After this, Dario comes out and he interrupts the introductions for the trios finals with breaking news. Angelico is hurt. And Dario wishes the best of luck to Jesse and the Ripper because they will need it. And we start our main event for the Lucha Underground Trios Championships. We have Jesse and the Ripper, Son of Havoc, defending the Trios Championship against So High, the team of PJ Black, Jack Evans, and Ray Phoenix. The Crew Pests, Mr. Cisco, Cortez Castro, pardon me, and Joey Ryan. And, of course, the Lucha Gods, Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. So a fatal four-way here tonight, and it is elimination rules for what it's worth.
And, I was already kind of not against the match, but it was pretty clear that they were setting up some teams that are destined to lose, like, Phoenix, PJ Black, and Jack Evans, just because of the dysfunction. You have the same thing with the Sex Pests.
Mm-hmm.
And now that, Angelico's out of the thing, like basically Evilise and Havoc are at a disadvantage. So it's like really Puma and Rays and Dragon Azteca's match to win right here.
At that point, it became obvious, like, well, first off, it became obvious we're getting new champions. And then second, it's like, and it's probably going to be Rey Mysterio and company.
Yeah, because they weren't going to do another. I mean, I'd hope they'd not do another dysfunctional trios team storyline with like the Sex Pest or even Phoenix and Jack Evans and PJ Black would probably be funny, but that would have been old hat. So it was like, okay, what are they going to do? Like, really, are they going to have Puma, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Azteca lose to Evilise and big boy voice Matt Cross? No, that's not happening.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, by the way, when they're getting introduced, Jack Evans crawls down the steps with his hands.
Yeah, completely needless and probably super stupid risky.
Yeah, but hey, it didn't seem to hurt anything, so that's good. Jack Evans, by the way, the crowd's still kind of cheering them because even though Jack Evans and PJ Black are dicks, Ray Phoenix is still there, and he's like the biggest babyface in Lucha Underground. And Jack Evans yells, "You will not be associated with my greatness."
Jack Evans, I wish he would bring just a little bit of this, to AEW because he's really.
How many times do you get to hear him talk? Like, I don't blame him.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a mic. He's just shouting at the audience. He could, it's nothing stopping him from doing that in AEW.
I suppose you are right. Oh, also, it's worth noting that Son of Havoc was carrying the extra title. So he wore one and carried the other.
I noticed.
Yeah. Cisco starts out in here with Evil Phoenix and Rey Mysterio. And who gets the chance? Mr. Cisco, man.
Dude, Cisco at one point does this, like someone's running at him. And I forget who eats it. But he does like this pop-up flapjack into like an X Factor.
Yeah.
Dude, it was the wildest, like just pure momentum. He kind of like just lifts somebody up, but he keeps them lateral so they don't like go straight up and down. And he does an X Factor. It was like the craziest. I don't remember him ever doing it. It's like the craziest move I've ever seen. It looked awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did love this little attention to detail on commentary. Vampiro asking, what happened to Bale? Because at this point, they had Bale in a full season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little late for that question, so it actually popped me a little bit. I kind of laughed at that. I was like, really? You're just now wondering that? He died pretty early in the first season, and there was like 40 episodes.
They don't, like I said, they don't know that he's dead. They just haven't seen him.
Yeah, but they've been doing stuff with Chavo. They were doing stuff with they've been working with other people. They didn't exactly disappear when Bale disappeared. They've been around.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But, it's not enough for the Crew Pet because they are the first trio eliminated.
Yeah, and their elimination was kind of whack. It was just Castro. Castro does a move. I forget what he did to somebody. And then Ryan's trying to tag in to get the win. And they're just arguing. And it's just, kind of stupid, and then he gets rolled up in a pin. So it was by Evil East, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, well, good for them. Let's see here. Puma and Havoc trade shots. At one point, Jack Evans says he is the baddest bitch in the building.
He says that because he shouts like Evil East says she's the baddest bitch in the building, but I'm the baddest bitch in the building. And Jack Evans, just like I said, man, I'd love this in AEW.
Dude, he is magnifique. Evil East gets eliminated after PJ Black interferes and positions Jack Evans on top of the pin.
Yep.
So we're going to crown our fourth trios. We are going to start a fourth trios championship reign, is what I should say. And that's going to come down to So High versus the Lucha Gods. Oh my God. Okay. This is Rey Mysterio hits a 619 on Jack Evans. And Matt Striker says Jack Evans is on Queer Street, which I've only heard someone say that once as a joke. But like apparently back in like the 50s, 60s, boxing commentary would say this to be like, oh yeah, he's in a daze, that sort of thing. But it's like people didn't say, oh, so and so's on Queer Street in 2016.
No, it's the like old definition, like gay used to mean happy.
Yeah,
right.
I think Matt Striker was just being cute.
He was just trying to pull some old shit out of his hat. Like, yeah, Queer Street, you would probably usually back in the day mean like just mysterious, weird, out of it. So I didn't catch that, but yeah, it's what was it, 2017, 2016?
2016.
Yeah, it's kind of probably something. I mean, we're looking at it at the 2021 lens. It would nobody probably really gave a shit back then, but
I don't give a shit.
I know you're offended. I know you're big time offended. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm triggered. You got me.
I know.
Oh man. Ooh. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired.
But it was a pretty old timey reference, and it's something he probably said just to pop himself.
Yeah, I would imagine. Maybe he meant like Jack Evans is in like a pretty far west part of Boyle Heights, Queer Street.
I don't know.
That's the new meaning. That was a bad joke.
It was a bad joke. It didn't.
Thank you.
Probably popped him and Vamp.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to fix your internet.
What?
You are breaking up like so bad. Are you there?
Skype. Yeah, Skype sucks, dude.
Is it Skype?
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's both. Who knows? It's probably me. But either way, the finish comes. Azteca and Puma dive to the outside. Rey Mysterio hits a really weird, was it a springboard moonsault?
No, it was just the weakest split-legged moonsault you've ever seen.
Yes.
Like that's what I wrote down, because we saw a split-legged moonsault from, well, I don't know if you watched Rampage, but Andrade did one. And it looked amazing. But the one that Ray did, like he did a lot, like Ray looked great in this match. Let's not, this is probably, I mean, he looked amazing. He looked like he was 20 years younger. Like he was doing some really cool stuff. But this split-legged moonsault should not have been the finish. It just was weak.
Yeah. But yeah, we mentioned the split-legged moonsault, and we have new trios champions. It is the trio of Rey Mysterio Jr., El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. The new champions celebrate, and we cut to a dojo. And who is there but a hooded vampiro, and he calls on Pentagon, who, by the way, comes out in a motorized wheelchair.
I felt so bad, dude, because I laughed. I thought seeing Pentagon roll up in a wheelchair was just funny to me.
I forgot he was in a wheelchair for a part of the season. Which, by the way, this the motivation that Vampiro tried to give Pentagon clearly inspired a gag in season 3 of Cobra Kai, if you've seen that.
I have not yet, no.
Damn, watch it, dude. All these things, and you're just not watching them. But anyway, Pentagon wills himself to his maestro. Pentagon is told to get up, and he's struggling. And what does Vampiro do but start pouring candle wax on Pentagon like that's going to help?
Yeah, I like how his strategy is. I mean, this is the healthcare you'd get from a juggalo doctor. It's like, oh, you're paralyzed. Okay, well, I'm just gonna yell at you until you stand up. And you know what? If not, I'll pour hot wax on you until you stand up. It's just the whole thing is just hilarious to me.
But hey, we'll put a Faygo by your bedside.
There you go. Whoop whoop. I wrote down for this segment. I said Vampiro's BDSM segment with Pentagon.
Yeah. But yeah, this motivation that Vamp is trying to give Pentagon is going about as well as Johnny Lawrence trying to train someone in season 3. Vampiro says, "You are weak," and the credits roll, and that's the episode. This did not need to exist. That ending segment.
I'm gonna have to disagree because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, okay, I got a kick out of it, but it's like that's clearly not what they were going for.
Well, I can't tell you what they were going for. I mean, well, I think me and you both know where they're going for, and it's not any smarter.
Look, Pentagon's not gonna come back and be a comedy character. Like,
No.
Like, that's not what they were going for.
I mean, it's not what they were going for, but when you're going down the creative path of like it needs to be dark and evil is cool because dark and evil is edgy and I like ghosts and vampire cults and it's straight up it's a certain demographic of intelligence you're targeting with that. And that's because I'm trying to not sound pretentious, but it's fucking stupid.
So what you're saying is Vampiro probably had hella creative control on this segment, is what you're saying.
Oh, I'm damn sure he did because it's stupid. Like I don't want to spoil what Vampiro is doing, but the whole idea is just I don't know, man. It's like maybe they're trying to go for like I don't even know if the third Nolan Batman came out yet. But that was stupid too. Like, I mean, I have a back injury, so it's just stupid to me in general. Like, this is the strategy. But I don't know. They had their dark ace. They cripple him in a match, and now they have him in a wheelchair. Pentagon's he's one of those like if you've ever watched a wrestling promotion, you have a guy you like, and you're like, oh, they're finally gonna give him a shot, and then like, oh. They pull the rug out under him. Okay, well now they're gonna give him a shot. Oh, now he's injured. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's dumb shit. Like then this whole the best they're gonna get out of me is a laugh because it's stupid.
Yeah. So we're gonna grade this episode now, and bro, until that last segment, I was ready to give this an A+, but as such, I'm going to give this an A-. Your 2 matches you had were very good. This was a very simple episode, but that last segment, dude, just a fart in church.
I'm going to give it a B+ just because I think and this may be a little unfair because I'm basing it all on the Trios Championship tournament. I felt it should have gone longer. They had some teams that could have been dropped out of the race, and they could have had just one team on one team, right? It didn't have to be a 4-way, right? Yeah. Elimination. They could have had it go on for another week. And I asked you off the air. I was like, was Angelico really hurt, or did they sideline him just to make it easier for Puma and all of them to win? Even then, if they had done like a week to week thing, and it turned out like the final week it was Phoenix, Jack Evans, and PJ Black versus the Lucha Gods, I think that would have been better and more interesting, but that didn't happen. It just seemed like it was so much of a layup for the Lucha Gods that I just wasn't as into the match as I probably would have been. So I'm going to give it a B+. I love the match. I love the cage match. I thought that was great. The commentary was great.
Yeah.
The Pentagon segment with Vampiro pretending to be, goth is hilarious. So I give it a B+.
Yeah. Like I said, this earned the A- I gave it. It could have been an A+ if not for that end segment. But good episode regardless. And
Definitely very good.
Yeah. So with that, folks, we're going to get out of here. But we just want to remind you that if you go to Vampiro for
health,
yeah. Oh, yeah, for healthcare. Yeah, then you are definitely going to be suffering grave consequences.
Audible has the best in audio entertainment, like Yearbook, Seth Rogen's new collection of laugh-out-loud personal essays told by Seth with help from friends like Nick Kroll, Dan Aykroyd, and Jason Segel. With Audible, hear the latest bestsellers and new releases, plus loads of included podcasts, originals, and audiobooks that you can listen to all you want. Start a free 30-day trial today at audible.com.